Hey everybody, Neil here from PlanSource. Welcome back to the Weekly Source. Got our awesome guest, Amanda Lannert, today with us, our CEO of JellyVision. Just got out of your session, story time, being more human in the workplace. And it's funny, it's almost contradictory in a sense where we're at a benefits technology company. We're talking about innovation, new technology, but in your point of view, like why is it so important to get more human as we move more towards the digital age?
Yeah, ultimately, it's about designing systems and not just figuring out what makes sense financially, but really thinking through how will it be received, perceived, and responded to by your target. So we're talking about experience design as much as we're just admitting that we're all human in the workplace and saying it's not enough to have great benefits if you don't walk in the shoes of your employees and actually understand how they're perceiving it one-on-one. Because nobody looks at open enrollment and says, I'm of this eligibility class, or I'm of this population, so I'm high risk. They're just Joe or Susan or Rachel. I mean, everything is perceived very intimately. And that's why when you have better understanding of how stuff is actually received, programs, services, solutions will be a lot more effective in the marketplace.
Definitely, and you had some really cool stories of folks just acting human, and I think your point in it was nothing out of the ordinary, but they brought that human element. They flat out cared for you, and it went a long way, right?
Yeah, I think one of the things we talk about is like show that you listen and care. And everyone says that's great and easy in a one-on-one conversation, but I have 40,000, 50,000 employees. How does one do that? And believe it or not, with modern CRM, marketing automation, and call center scripts, you can in fact curate listening, recording, and referencing what people have told you so they feel heard, and then responding in ways that like actually are human and nice and not all business. Because it's an emotional thing to be sick, to be facing a leave, to have a family member that you're worried about. And the more we can kind of meet people where they are, even through automation at scale, it's a better customer experience, and it's actually a lower cost experience as well.
Totally, it goes a long way. So yeah, you mentioned plenty of people reporting you today. I mean, how at JellyVision are you guys bringing more human to the workplace? Is it initiatives that your directors and managers are kind of taking on as well?
Yeah, we talk about it, we train for it, and we celebrate it when it goes well.
Right.
So to talk about it, when we are training our people about our customer service brand, we say we need you to be responsive to customers always. Why? So they feel important. We need you to be market knowledgeable. Why? So they feel confident. And we need you to be fun. Why? So they're happy. We always sort of coach the idea of it's not just what you say, it's not just what you do, it's how you make people feel that ultimately creates a lasting impression. So we talk about it, we train for it, and then when it goes well, when we've ultimately created impact, we've saved somebody money, they realize that they were in the wrong plan and it's a difference of $2,000 for them and their family, we honor it, we listen to it, because that is ultimately why so much of us at JellyVision are in the business, to help people.
And we got a cool demo of Alex before, and it is that like drop all the jargon and the craziness and walk me through how does this plan apply to me, and it seems to be a more human element in the technology as well.
Yeah, first core value of JellyVision is seek and tell the truth with kindness and respect. And one of the biggest challenges facing the marketplace is all the money spent on benefits education, and very few people actually want a PhD in benefits. Most employees would rather clean a toilet and think about benefits, and almost no one wants to be an expert. What do they want? To make a good decision and then to get on with their lives as fast as possible. And that is the driving ethos around JellyVision. There's education there if you want it, and we try to teach while talking, but ultimately it's about creating psychological confidence, creating the basic level of fluency that you need to actually make good mathematical decisions, and then guiding people through it so they actually get it done. I mean, that's our bread and butter.
Love it. Well, it shows, and it's a really cool brand and company that you guys have built, so very cool. Awesome keynote from Aaron Ralston, mountain climber. You self-admittedly haven't climbed or canyoneered to that level, but I do know
I broke a nail this morning and was really bummed. I just like, that was incredible.
Very cool. But so hardest mountain to climb, little hyperbole, but we know that you actually are a mountain climber as well. So
yeah, if I'm supposed to take it as hyperbole, probably the hardest thing in mountain to climb is to figure out focus. When you're big enough, and well capitalized enough that you can build anything, but you can't build everything. That's the biggest work mountain to climb. Focus, making the right bets. And the hardest mountain I've climbed personally is by far and away Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
It's the kind of mountain where you can die on, on day one. And I really haven't done much like Rainier, where I was as terrified as I was for as long as I was climbing that mountain.
Well, I think we're all glad you're still here.
Thank you.
So thank you so
My
much.
mom certainly is.
Yes. Well, thank you for the time today. Really
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Weekly Source.
Thank you.
Can you do your intro one more time?
Yeah.
Just because I heard a little bit of noise, I should make sure we get it.
Okay.
So you can just say welcome to the whatever the title of your show is.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, Neil here. Should I do it one more time? I keep cutting you off. Hey, everybody, Neil here. Welcome to the Weekly Source. So glad you're with us. It's the Eclipse edition. So we're doing videos here at PlanSource Eclipse.